Okay, today I'm gonna show you guys the process of how the market tops and how the market bottoms. We're gonna see how a trend reverses. Okay, we are gonna see the major trend reversal setup. And the head and shoulders is one of the major trend reversal setups or pattern. Okay, this is a bear trend, right? Tries to reverse but fails. Market always tries to reverse here, fails, try to reverse here, fails, tries to reverse, and then finally tries to reverse and succeeds here. Okay, let's get deep into the technicals and see what's happening. Okay, connecting dots, we have a downtrend line. We have another downtrend line. We have a break here. Okay, this is the point of breakout. This is the neckline. Okay, this is what happens after. Look, this is a small bull flag here. Final bear. This is a final flag. And look how big this bar compared to these. It's really big. That's a climax. And it's also head and shoulders. Look, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, double top right shoulder. Look at the tightening here. It's getting tight and breaks down. Okay, look. You duplicate this line. What do you have here? We have an overshoot of the bear channel that tells you this is oversold without any indicator. This is true oversold condition. And then when it comes to this level again, it breaks. What happens? It fails to break down. Look, bear trend. Look, we have a break below this low. What's the behavior here? Are bears proving they are strong? This is support. This is an important battle for bears. They have to prove that they are strong here if they are gonna win. But look, we have a big tail. Look, bear bar followed by a bull bar, and this high is taken. Then breakdown, boom, doji, closed at its high, big tail, then small inside bar, then break, boom, fades. You see the behavior here? And look, okay, support flips into resistance in a lower time frame, but that doesn't last long. Look, it's it, it reclaimed, and it builds here a bull flag, which is also the right shoulder, right? And this is the higher low major trend reversal. Boom, that's the head and shoulders bottom, head and shoulders top, head and shoulders bottom. If legs have fewer bars, only minor reversal. This is a minor trend reversal. This is a major trend reversal. This is only for scalps, not for big, large swings. Okay? Head and shoulders are everywhere. Everywhere. Most of them fail. That's why you have to read them to interpret what's happening, not only memorize a fucking pattern. You see what I was telling? The trend breaks the trend line, tries to continue but fails, then breaks out. And here we have a breakout pullback. Lower low, major trend reversal. Higher low, major trend reversal. This is another one. Oh, it doesn't look like it is a head and shoulders top. It acts like a head and shoulders. It doesn't need to look perfect, you know? This is not a perfect chart. This is a normal chart. A chart that you see in any price action in every day. We are not looking for a perfect one. We're looking for a real one. Look, you can draw a trend line here. You see the tightening, one, two, three. That's also a wedge top. Tries to reverse, makes a lower high major event, trend reversal, and boom, breakdown. That's how you read price. These are the setups. You can sell here, you can short here. Most head and shoulders reversals are minor, not major. Look, there are head and shoulders everywhere. Can you see them? If not, we'll practice, you will. That's charting. Yeah, you see that? Of course, there is too much information here. That's why we use multi-time frame. I don't want to analyze a chart like this. If this is uh, an hourly chart, I want to go to the daily or to the H4, H8, something like this, so that I see the pattern more clearly. The markets resist change. There is an inertia in the market. This is very similar to uh, mechanics or movement. When the market is ranging, breakouts tend to fail. It wants to continue ranging. If they are trending, reversals, most reversals fail until finally, ultimately succeeds. Let's see at examples. Look, this is a head and shoulders top that fails and then creates a head and shoulders top here and succeeds. Every head and shoulders top is a trading range. Look, it breaks the trend line, boom. Yeah, expanding triangle or megaphone. We have an expansion in volatility here. This with this is a double top. This is a higher high major trend reversal. Here we have lower high major trend reversal, lower high major trend reversal. And all this in what cycle it is? It's in a trading range. We have a trend, trading range, then bear trend. That's a process of a market bottom, market top, sorry. Double bottom bull flag, but it gives just a scalp here. high two. That's a high two. That's why we want to be in a trend. Look, here, this is an uptrend. We don't want to say, oh, it's reversing, it's reversing, it's reversing. No, it's a trend, it's a bull trend. We want to go with the trend. You don't only use the pattern like an idiot, you use the failure of the pattern here. Of course, because market cycle is more important. The pattern is really good. It's helpful. It helps you manage risk and uh, put very tight stops. But context where they are happening is more important. Some people like to use like candlesticks. Oh, that's a doji. Oh, that's a shooting star. That's a morning. I don't even know these names. I don't know what they mean because the context where they happen is more important than the bar itself. Look, this one they would say, this one, they would say, oh, it has a large down wick. I don't know. They call this a morning star or something like this. No, context is horrible. This is a bear trend here. Look, bear trend, low two. This is a bear flag. Look, one, two. It's an ABC pullback in a continuation. You sell this, you don't buy this. What happens when stop is hit? Yeah, yeah, this is another one that fails. Head and shoulder stop. Boom. When stop is triggered, we have like 50% of a swing of a big move in either direction, either up or down. So we have to look for other elements to find a trade, to create a trade, a collision. We look for a collision. Yeah, for example, here breaks down, boom, fades, reverses. Look, this bar is really big. It's inside bar and it's really big. Then pulls back to around 50% of this range. Boom. Okay. Context here, context, uptrend, support, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Type any question you want. Goodbye.